This is a very special Shabbat as we are really closing the circle. And what I mean by that is exactly a year ago, Parashat Vayakahel Pekudei, we started to share a message on the parasha via social medias. And this Parashat Tisa, would really close the circle of having a one full year of Divrei Torah on behalf of our congregation, the Sephardic Lebanese congregation. So it feels like a very special Shabbat. It feels like a special moment. And I want to share with you something that I think is definitely worth thinking about. Just in the very beginning of the Parashat Tisa, the parasha that our Bet Knesset was open for the last time last year, until we, Baruch Hashem, reopened fully. The beginning of the parasha talks about the count of the Jewish people. Moshe Rabbeinu, for the first time, counted Am Yisrael, and he did so by asking everyone to chip in, to give a machatzit a shekel. And this way he would know how many male members we had from the age of 20 until the age of 60 among the Jewish people. And the Pasuk is using an interesting term. Borei Olam says to Moshe, Ki tisa et rosh bnei Yisrael lifkudehem. Ki tisa means to count, but Ki tisa really means to carry. Venaseu et yeriot hamishkan means to carry. And if we are being honest and meticulous about the translation of the word Ki tisa, that would mean that Moshe Rabbeinu had to carry the Jewish people through the counting of the Jewish people. And that's a little confusing. What is the connection between carrying and counting? And we could answer that as a leader, Moshe Rabbeinu needed to carry the Jewish people on a daily basis. As he himself said in Parashat Devarim, Echa esa levadi, torchachem umasa'achem berivechem. To be a leader means that you have to carry the burden of people's mind, people's mentality, people's approach, people's critiques, people's blame, people's action and reactions, comments, especially when they are not very positive. And it feels like a burden. And as the leader, Moshe Rabbeinu says, I don't know how I did it. At some point in Parashat Beha'alotecha, he says, how can I carry these people by myself? Ha'anochi hariti et ha'am hazeh ki tomar elai sa'ehu bechekecha. Did I give birth to these people so that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you ask me to carry them? So the word carrying is very much emphasized to Moshe Rabbeinu as a leader. And here in this week's parasha, for the first time, Borei Olam tells him, this is the time that I'm asking you to carry them, to carry the head, to carry what they say, to carry their reactions, and it's not easy. And how do you do that? With a machatzit ha-shekel. Machatzit ha-shekel b'shekel ha-kodesh. There is some kind of holiness in that machatzit ha-shekel. Why? Because it's money. Is money supposed to be holy? So I remember some time ago getting an interesting video from someone who wasn't even Jewish. He took $1 in his hand. He took actually $100 in his hand. And he said, you see this dollar? Do you want it? Would you take it? And of course, the reaction would be, of course, I'll take it. What if I put it in the drain? What if I put it among the dumpster, the garbage, and it's smelly and it's disgusting? Would you still take it? If you find this $100 bill in the street, stepped on, all disgusting, would you pick it up? Would you take it for yourself? And the answer is most probably yes. Why? Because in the end, it's $100 bill. And I think that's exactly the lesson of the Machatzit HaShekel. Hashem says to Moshe Rabbeinu, Ki tisa et rosh bnei Yisrael lifkudehem. You want to be able to carry the burden of being the leader of the Jewish people who are known as Am Keshe Oref, a difficult people. But remember, this is a people that has value. These are the people that I chose. These are the people that are worth the Mahasita Shekel. They are holy, they are special, they are distinguished, they have potential. And you would pick them up from wherever they are, whichever religious status, social status that they stand. They are worth something special. They are so special in my eyes, and I want you to always remember that. This is the symbol of the Mahazita Shekel for you to be able to carry them. And this is where it gets very interesting. Because in the middle of the Parashat Ki Tisa, there is such a dramatic parasha, because this is the parasha of the one sin we don't want to remember. The sin that keeps following us in all our sorrows. The Egel HaZahav. The Egel made with the gold, with the money that Am Yisrael had. What happens there? Hashem says to Moshe, I want to exterminate them. I want to make you a great nation. What is Moshe's reaction, my friends? What an amazing lesson. Moshe, as a leader, says, Ve'ata im Tisa hatatam. You, God, taught me the lesson to carry them. Now it's your turn. Show me. How did Moshe Rabbeinu succeed to tell Borei Olam, if you exterminate them, you have to go through me? You know what he said? He used the magic word. He said also Ki Tisa. Im Tisa hatatam. If you carry them, if you carry their sins, just like you asked me to carry the burden of leading them, now it's your turn, Borei Olam. And Kiv Yachol, God had no choice but to bear our sin and to still watch over us, to still be proud of us. But there is one thing that I want to conclude with. Because the Pasuk continues, Ki Tisa et Rosh Bnei Yisrael Difkudehem. We talk about carrying the head. And I don't think it's just about the mind. I think there is more to that. I think the lesson here is that the most difficult cases, the most difficult people that we deal with are actually the ones that will make us proud. A troublemaker kid who's, I would say, with too much energy in the classroom, outside the classroom, in life in general. This one that is so hard to carry, remember that is Rosh. He's actually a potential leader later on. We just have to have the right patience. We have to have love. We have to have appreciation. We have to give them compliments. We have to boost them up. Ki Tisa means to lift them up also. When you carry them, how do you do that? Lift them up. You have in front of you someone that is not a troublemaker. Is someone who has a lot of energy and a lot of Yetzer Hara for great potential, and he will be Rosh. He is a potential leader. Be aware of what you have, of who you have in front of you. And that is the most important part of the Ki Tisa. He is not just this dirty $100 bill that you have in the drain. He is so much more than that. He's a potential leader that you need to remind yourself and him that he has an amazing potential, an amazing future. But that's up to you as a leader to remind him of that and to lift him up all the way for him to be not just a great person, but a leader in Am Yisrael. Shabbat Shalom U'Borach.